Jay, so we know by now that Dame Dash has to sell his remaining catalog from that he owned from Rockefeller. Of course, he's talked about it. It's been all over the media, but now recently he did a video where he said anybody that offers him $10 million, he's going to give them like one of the Rockefeller chains off his neck. We saw an Anton Daniels video where he was doing a response to it, and he was laughing, said Dame was trying to finesse and do all of those things. So what do you think about, first of all, his response, and then what do you think about this move from Dame?
You know, his response sucked. You know, Anton Daniels, I think he's a very intelligent gentleman. I know he's successful, all that good stuff. I think he has good content. But I don't agree with a lot of the takes, especially this one. You know what I mean? Because I just really don't believe that we know the damage that we're doing to our people. You know what I'm saying? Dame Dash, he loves to play the game and say, hey, I'm broke, right? But we know beyond knowing that he's not broke. Now, everybody want to have their special definition of what broke is, but what broke really is, he doesn't qualify for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's people that's in middle America or what you would call the middle class that aren't broke. And so somebody making a couple $100,000 a year isn't broke. Dame Dash isn't broke. He has more money than them. Now, but the problem is he's going to always be measured side by side with Jay-Z. So when you listen to this Anton Daniels video and he says Dame is finessing, blah, 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 blah. Jay-Z's won the war because he got a $100 million house, he got the woman, he got all this other stuff. You're seeing, now it's something that already has happened before, but again, with your major platform and how you tout, I got 9,000 people doing this, 1 million people doing this, and all this other stuff, you're fueling this situation. Because the truth of the matter is, Dame is not finessing when it comes to that chain. Wu-Tang Clan put out an album and said only one person can buy it, and a white person came and bought it for $10 million. You want to know why? Because they saw it as art. That chain is rare. I'm sure it's not fake as far as the jewelry, you know, the diamonds and the gold and or platinum, whichever one it is. And if it was Jay-Z, I believe that Anton Daniels and everybody else would be like, oh, I can get a chance to have a rock chain from Jay-Z. But because it's coming from Dame Dash, it's finessing. I'm not saying Anton Daniels would have bought it, but he wouldn't be saying that it's finessing. And so we got to stop that. Another faux pas that he said in there that was wrong. That he made in there that was wrong. Yeah, Jay-Z doesn't mention Dame Dash because nobody asked him about Dame Dash. And Dame Dash has mentioned Jay-Z, yes, but every time that man's in an interview, somebody bring up Jay-Z. And he said, why don't y'all ask him? I watch his interviews, nobody asks him about me. Y'all ask me about him every time I'm in an interview. He said that. And so with your platform, you should have said the same thing. But no, y'all nerd jokers who really wasn't outside back in those days, and that was something he used, outside. Stop it. Stop it. Y'all wasn't outside in 96. Y'all wasn't. Y'all might have heard the music, but you wasn't outside in 96. So you can't even speak to that when you come to outside. These are two black men that made history together. They set something up that other people like the Master P's, the Cash Moneys, and all of them started doing and took it to a whole nother level. But they were one of the first 50-50 ventures of black people, and they did that together. You know what I'm saying? It sucks that they're in this space. I think that they both got shit with them, but we all got shit with us. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a particular fan of Dame's temperament and his disposition on how he does business. I think that as somebody who talks about entrepreneurship, I always say flexibility is key. and he has none. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that that's a flaw in his. I think he needs to elevate and grow past what he's been through and what he's experienced, and then move into this next phase of life. And I think he can be great in that. But again, who am I to tell somebody else? I think Jay-Z is petty as fucking hell. And I think he needs to grow up. You know what I'm saying? Because this shouldn't even be going through this. If you have an opportunity, every other artist, you gotta think about this. Some artists are starving, waiting on that 7 years to come for that shit to revert back to them. When all he has to do is just give up $800,000 and say, here, you know what? Here, let me pay homie debt off. Let's go back to me and I'm good. And bye. And we don't have to have our community talking about us no more. But he's playing the game. Dame has to do this. He doesn't. He doesn't have to do this. Dame does. And I'm not mad at him, because if that hustle and talking about Jay-Z and meeting it at head on when everybody asks him questions about Jay-Z got him over 1 million followers and created an avenue for him to eat online and do what he needed to do when everybody else left him for dead, salute to him. Everybody calling Vlad a culture vulture when he said that shit almost 10 years ago. Maybe more than 10 years ago. And wrote a book to that. Nobody's paying him for something that he's doing. A lot of shit that he created, a lot of people are doing now. And nobody's paying him for that. When he sat there and let a gentleman pick his brain for 4 or 5 years on YouTube, now you see all of the old rappers and basketball players and people let people pick their brain. You got Mello with a regular person. You got this person with a regular person. This person, regular. Their whole format is what he created. And if it was Jay-Z who did it, y'all have been kissing his ass. You got to give that man props. I put it in my 3rd book. You got to be focusing on the impact, not the impression. Y'all niggas is impressed by Jay-Z. But you can't discount in your impression of him the impact that Dame Dash has made on our whole community, not just the genre of music.